Hey, how you doing? My name is Curtis Sherrod, and welcome to Curtis Sherrod's Top 3. We got a great show for you today. We got Jeff Broome, who's going to give you some insight and some understanding when it comes to repairing, fixing your credit.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Broome. I am the president and CEO of the Business Kings and also the Trucking Crew. Today, we've assembled an awesome panel of experts that all deal from architects to mortgage experts to people in the credit industry, real estate and affordable housing gurus. We live in a very competitive marketplace here in New York City, and they say the American dream is to own a home. But for a lot of individuals, that dream has become somewhat a nightmare. Well, the bottom line is that we've assembled a group of individuals that make actually dreams come true. We understand that we come from sometimes a background where financial literacy is not taught. We don't understand how to manage our money. A lot of times we don't have people that will co-sign loans for us or teach us the different things to get us to a different point in life. So we've assembled, and we believe everybody needs some mentors. So we've assembled an awesome panel and a crew for anybody who's in the New York City area or anybody in the country. If the dream is to own a piece of this earth, because they don't make it anymore, but it's one of the #1 ways that people acquire wealth. And we understand if there's no new money, there won't be any old money to ever pass down. So this is what we're all about building assets. So I put together an awesome team of individuals. We're gonna get right into it.
So Jeff, just quick question for you, man. What provoked you, what instigated you to want to get involved with the credit industry?
Well, you know, it was I was working a 9-to-5 job in corporate America, read a phenomenal book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it talked about investing and buying real estate and things of that nature, and it just resonated with me. So I went out and bought my first piece of property when I was 19 years old, learned some things about credit, had some really interesting mentors, and completely changed my life and allowed me to actually retire at the age of 30. So credit's been essential.
So your credit was busted at first?
Well, the bottom line is that, you know, I did the thing where we went and, as a young person, we go out and get credit cards and we burn them up, and, you know, I learned that lesson very quickly.
Like, what was a flamboyant, outlandish, suspect move you did with the credit card?
Well, it really wasn't really much flamboyant. I mean, I was an inner city guy, so what did we do? We were young. I was 17, 18 years old. We bought clothes, we bought sneakers, we bought things to impress other people. So I really wasn't in a position where it was anything flamboyant, but it was little nonsense, right? Not understanding how money worked, how it flowed, and the importance of credit. And unfortunately, my parents gave me some money lessons, but didn't give me maybe all the lessons I should have learned at a young age. So that leads to the concept, right? And a lot of it has to do with the shirt that we came up with.
Nice shirt, player.
Right? You like it?
I'm gonna pop your collar
Come
on that
man,
shirt.
Pop it. I'm gonna pop the other one. But the concept is impress your banker, not your boys, right? Because a lot of us, what we do is that we live for other people.
Say that again, player.
Oh yeah, impress your banker, not your boys.
Okay.
Because I was subject to this, and I think a lot of us, we see things on TV, right? You know, Cardi B talks about, you know, red bottom shoes, but if your credit is in the red, you shouldn't be buying these kind of things, right? So a lot of times we live to buy fancy cars. We spend a lot of money, and it's all subjective, right? If you have it, it's not a problem. But people will spend money, I see, on sneakers and a lot of different things. When we look at tons of credit reports, where their money went, it went to things to make them look good, which in fact makes them feel good. Where other people want to feel good about what their assets are, what they own,
so
things of that nature.
Hook Pookie up. He's hearing you. He's a listener. He's a big fan.
Sure.
Give him top 3 to fix his credit.
Let's talk about the top 3, because there's a distinct correlation between great credit, good credit, and a great quality of life.
Okay. So
#1, you know, major companies these days, they're going to pull your credit, whether it be employment opportunities or financial institutions. They want to know who they're dealing with. When it comes down to car insurance, sometimes they'll pull your credit. They found people with worse credit or bad credit are subject to more accidents because they can't afford the right mechanic. They don't have warranties because they don't have new cars, right? So they're taking it to their friend Pookie on the corner as opposed to a real mechanic. But just basic things, necessities in life that we need in terms of renting an apartment, right? So bad credit disenfranchises people, right? So if you can't get the apartment you want, the home you want, also utility companies, in terms of the basic necessities of sometimes in light and gas and electricity, they would deter a person from getting that if your credit wasn't where it needs to be.
I'm understanding the results of having bad credit.
Yes.
But if I wanted to be proactive in
Yes.
fixing my credit, what's the #1 thing I should be,
Sure.
Pookie
Pookie.
should be concerned with?
Well, #1, you want to pull it. right?
So number one, you say is pull your credit
You
report.
need to pull your credit. I mean, you can get a free credit report, right? You know, you can go online and you can do that. You want to get a credit report with a score. The thing is that sometimes, here's the problem, Kurt, is that most people, they want to spend money. But when you go to fix your credit, pull your credit, it's an investment. And they think that they're spending money. So you want to know all 3 credit scores, because different lenders are going to pull different credit.
So when you say 3 credit scores, can you
Sure.
break that down?
Yeah,
What do you
let's
mean 3 credit
differentiate.
scores?
Right, so there's 3 credit bureaus. There's Equifax, there's Experian, and there's TransUnion.
And you're saying I should pull all 3?
You need to know what all 3 of them are. There
So
are companies
sometimes
you can
there's
go to.
different metrics and data?
Absolutely, right? So they collect data, right? There's been tremendous breaches with some of these companies.
I want
right?
my staff is listening to this because I got a feeling that they may want to get their credit proper, but you know, we'll talk about them later. Continue.
It's an absolute necessity, right? And it's really just a discipline, right? Because every dollar that we have, we make a decision to be richer or poorer. That dollar you spend to buy a bag or a concert ticket, when there's other things. So we have to understand that every dollar that's in your wallet, you actually make a conscious decision on where you want to go financially, right? So, you know, we talk about Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. You want to know what all 3 numbers on those bureaus, because different lenders are going to pull each of those individually.
I'm looking at our message board, and it looks like Pookie received that information. He wants to know what's number 2.
Right. Well, the second thing why I think that great credit is important is because, again, it leads to quality of life. I believe that in your lifetime, and you've experienced it, I know I've experienced it, there's going to be at least 3 or 4 times in your life where someone's going to give you an opportunity financially that can change the financial legacy and trajectory of your entire family. But you might not be in a position to take advantage of it.
To exploit and leverage it.
Right. So credit comes into play because 9 to 5 money is short, right? 30% goes to the government, then we pay bills. You have to be able to compete and be in the game. So when it comes down to maybe there's an investment property that you want to have, maybe somebody in the family says, you know what, we have a house that's, you know, we wish somebody can purchase this house. Maybe it comes down to a business opportunity that you want to get involved in. So if I'm hearing you correctly,
number 1 is pulling the reports from the various organizations, and number 2 is?
Well, number 1 actually is that, you know, having great credit just for the basic necessities in life, right? Whether it be getting a car at the right interest rate.
So that's your number 1?
Yeah, you need to know this because you can't fix what you don't know, right? So even going to the doctor, you might not feel good, but until he really tells you what's wrong, you really can't address it.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? So you need to, number 1, you absolutely need to pull it, but it's important for, you know, interest is the parasite on your money, right?
Interest is the parasite on
it can
my
be
money.
it can be the parasite.
The
it can if you have bad credit, but
Right.
if you have good credit, then interest is something that people make tons of money on, because either you are the lender or the borrower.
Yeah, so
at
it's
some
either
point
interest
in
or
time.
it's principal.
It's either or both, right?
Yeah.
Principal and interest. So that number 1 thing is just the basic necessity of
And
life.
2?
2 is going to be the next phase of your life. Once you get the basics, now it's time to, and you know, other forms of income, investment property. You want to open up a business.
So you believe in
student
multiple
loans.
streams of income?
Multiple streams of income if they afford themselves, right? Because there's going to be an opportunity for someone to say, hey, Kurt, here's an opportunity for you to do X.
To get some cryptocurrency, yeah, whatever.
And here's what the worst thing is. The worst thing in life is for someone to give you a multi-million-dollar opportunity
and you can't
you're
take
not in
advantage
position,
of it.
right? So we know what the, you know, proper preparation prevents a poor performance. So credit
Wait, so
is
you
proactive.
are a rapper, because that was like
Indeed.
bars right
Well,
there,
those are the
son.
5 Ps.
Run that back one more time.
Well, the 5 Ps in life are proper preparation prevents a poor performance.
Y'all caught that?
Yeah.
P. What's number 3?
So number 3 is that, you know, it's important for you to understand this, for all of us to understand and play. We have no choice. As soon as you get a job, you're in business, whether you want to be or not, because you have to manage your money, right? So when it comes down to that third component is that you want to be able to show, teach, and exemplify, be an example to the next generation of what good credit and what great credit can be. Not only maybe by showing them your credit report, but let me show you what it can provide, meaning what kind of lifestyle, because it's going to dictate where you live at. The neighborhood, the neighborhood dictates the quality of food, and it dictates the school district and all of that.
So let's get concise and succinct with this. We spoke about credit, but I want to know, because you're a serious dude, but I know I caught you on the dance floor a couple of times,
and
when that house music comes on, I said when that house music comes on, you're like a whole different individual.
Yeah,
For the people who may not know that side of him, what are your top 3 house records?
Oh, man.
Top 3 house records. I want to close with that. Top 3 house records.
And then we're going to talk about the whole credit thing, right? So I love Josh Milan, Thinking of You. Right?
That's 1?
Yeah, that's number 1. Without You by Touch. That was the first record I ever heard in the garage.
2?
Right, and Superman by Bucci.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a top 3 for credit. We got
Indeed.
a top 3 for house. If people wanted to reach and contact you because you know
Yeah.
Pookie and the rest of his
Pookie.
fam want to reach out, along with
Right.
Jorge, along with Jezebel and
Absolutely.
Morticia,
Jezebel,
they all
Morticia.
want to get their credit right. How can they reach you?
Indeed. So we have a company. It's called the Business Kings. I'm Jeff at thebusinesskings.com. There's a contact form in there. We do personal credit, business credit. We do funding. We're about to start approving people for trucks as well, and all finance. And it's all about the next level of life. You got to be able to compete in this country. Do not get locked out. Do not be disenfranchised. And the credit, I don't have a problem if your credit is bad. I only have a problem if you're not willing to address it. And we can certainly help you do that. So go to thebusinesskings.com, the contact form, and I'm Jeff at thebusinesskings.com. And it's one of the best investments that you could ever make outside your education is making sure you are able to compete financially in the United States.
Well, then you need to do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
I think that we owe our listening, viewing public another opportunity
Okay.
to get another dose of
Okay.
that Jeff,
A dose?
knowledge,
I
another
like
dose
that.
of that
I
Jeff
like that.
knowledge.
They
you
need
know?
that.